in Philippians 4:19, Paul is writing to the Philippian Christians, and he's he's basically thanking them for their financial partnership with him in ministry. And I love this because, especially if finances are the source of your stress and uncertainty right now, man, this is the verse for you. Philippians 4:19 says, "And this same God who takes care of me will supply all of your needs from his glorious riches, which have been given to us in Christ Jesus." If you like that wording, that's the NLT, the New Living Translation, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. "And the same God who takes care of me will supply all of your needs from his glorious riches, which have been given to us in Christ Jesus." That's past tense. So it's done.
Hmm. We were talking earlier about kind of an analogy with that word supply. So in Greek, it means to cram or to satisfy. And if you're a baker or you bake cookies at all, you'll know that brown sugar, it always says to pack it in, to cram it down and pack it firm and solid inside of the measuring cup. That's what that implies, that he's not just supplying some of our needs, but he's packing them down. He's cramming it into the cup, and he is then it's an abundance. It's an overflow of provision
You get the
for us.
fullness of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I love that verse, but I really feel it's incomplete without having verse 15 on top, where Paul is talking about the generosity of the Philippian church towards him, that he has received the gift and that it was a generous and acceptable gift before God. And then comes the assurance that God will also supply your needs, because we can't
Mhm.
outgive God. But it
Mhm.
was as they gave and they said, you know what, we don't have a lot, but we're going to give of what we have. Then God supplied all of their needs, not just some of them, but all the needs that they had
Mhm.
were supplied.
Yeah, his abundance looks like, the feeding of the 5,000 and the feeding of the 4,000, where it wasn't just providing for their needs in the moment, but 12 basketfuls left over afterwards. It was the water to wine, where it's after the party's almost done, then taking these massive, I think it was like 25-gallon pots and filling it and then turning it to wine. That was abundance. That's what God's abundance looks like.
And God still actually does that today.
Mhm.
I was in Albania several years ago before we got married, and it was a time right after the Kosovo War. There's all these refugees in Albania, and so we were there to serve the needs of these people. And the missionary family we were staying with, they had very meager supplies. And when we were getting ready to go out that day, we had our loaf of bread, and there was one egg that we were supposed to make egg salad sandwiches to be able to go out, and that was our food. And there was a
Mhm.
team of about 8 of us that was there, and so we made our little lunch and we headed out into the villages that day. And we came into this one village, and all of these kids came running out to greet us. And they took us into the little church building and put on this huge concert for us, these kids. It was the most beautiful thing. And afterwards, the one missionary asked if they would like to share our lunch with us. And I'm thinking, there's 30 extra people in here. There's no way that we can share our lunch with them. It was made with one egg. And we pulled out the sandwiches because they were going to share. And they passed out sandwiches to everybody that was there. We all ate, and nobody was hungry at the end of it. And I was sitting there watching that going, I don't know how that just happened, because in my economy and in my understanding, that should never have worked. And yet, because of the generosity that was there, because they said, anything we have, we're here to share it with you. And there was more than enough left over.